Good day, everyone. So, welcome to our new journey of art appreciations. So, by the previous reporter, we already discussed or we already learned about different kind of arts from paintings, musics, installations art, and many other more. At this time, I will be discussing you one of the arts that is often unseen and unvalued by people over time. So by the way, I am Riofer Jem Ticoder and I am from BSED 1A. So at this time, I will be so at this time we're gonna talk about textile art. So if this word is not familiar to you, then it's your time to listen and to watch this video. Okay, so textile art, it is a diverse and vibrant form of creative expressions that encompasses a wide range of techniques and styles, blending traditional craftsmanship with contemporary innovation. So actually, textile art it is a very wide kind of arts. So there are many techniques that the artist use, but I will give you the three which is the common. So number one we call the waving, the second one is embroidery, and the third one is felting. So to give you just a short, waving it is a kind of techniques involving or changing the strand or the fibers like horizontal and diagonal to form a beautiful design. Then embroidery it is like stitching techniques like yes, stitching techniques like allows the artist to make designs. The third one is felting or it is fibers. So that is their unique characteristic. So there are kinds or there are many textile arts that we already settings. May galing loading siya. And everyday. So before we delve in or before we dig in about the textile art, let me introduce to you our objective. That after this discussion or after this lesson, you should be able to define tinalak, learn about the various techniques and materials in creating of tinalak textile, and appreciate the intricate patterns and symbolism in making tinalak in making tinalak. So in order for us to achieve that to that objective, prepare her GEM classroom rules. Number one is G, or which is jointly create a respectful and supportive learning environment. Second one is engage actively in class discussion and activities. The third one is maintain focus and attention during our discussions. So class, I request or I expect you all to follow these classroom rules to have a very smooth discussion. So now, what is textile art? So what these arts textile art it is the process of creating something using fibers gained from plants, animals, insects, or synthetic materials. Actually, this is a old art form and one of the earliest human technologies. So actually, when we say text, we already think about fibers, di ba? We already think about fibers and specifically we can create to our mind the fibers. So arts that is made by fibers are this clothings and many others more. So diba as what I have said previously that these kind of arts are often unvalued or unseen by many people. So that is why over time it is these clothings, the way we clothes and everything, like it's not really unseen. We did not appreciate this kind of art over months of their usage. of their usage. So that is what this is all about. So, diba? So, we used every day, we use a textile art every pala to protect ourselves. So, this is very important for us to know what this kind of arts. But as these discussions follow, this will be discussed descriptively different kinds of textile art by Mr. Francisco, about the different kinds or examples of different textile arts. And moving on, so let's try to think, how would we feel if we don't have a warm clothing in a cold weather? Diba? Exactly, we are just kaning, diba, we are very, kanang, hilig kita magreklamo for that. And yet, we did not appreciate the textile art that protect us from from cold weather. In order for us to have a warm body parts, to stay to warm body, to fight. So using a textile art, we protect from that. And also people develop textiles to keep us warm, to protect surface into insultative dwellness. So there are many examples of textile art. It's just as tapestries, rags, quilts, and of course clothing. And that is specific examples using different kind of techniques, yes. And also people also use textiles to make objects that signaled status or or commemorated important events, such as like flags, military uniforms, or ceremonial banners. Ceremonial banners. So at this time, I request everyone to stay calm, to stay focused, and give your full attention at this time, because actually, I will presenting you, or I will be discuss to you rationally about the process of making tinalak. So it's very tremendous, or it's very intricate for me to discuss it, since it's better to discuss with individual or hands-on experience. So since tinalak process requires a very steps to make this kind of art. So wala yung video na makita sa YouTube, but actually after this I will be presenting you a clip, but not the full how to use a tinalak. Okay, so actually there are 7 steps, there are 7 processes that we can create tinalak. Yes, as what I have said earlier nga, it requires a tremendous steps, or many steps. So by the way, these are the 7 steps. So let's proceed with is the kidungon, or the abaca plant. So the step 1 is gathering the used in waving found in the stems of the abaca plant, or kidungon. So that picture here in Amroshag banana, it's because kidungon is a family of banana tree. So that is kidungon. So there are also there are also standards in making tinalak processes. So according to the sources, so in order for us to make a 14-meter long tinalak, you must harvest 6 abaca plants. 6 abaca plants, and 6 abaca plants must be harvested. But that's not it. You must also consider the age of that abaca plant. So it's old. So yes, simple. So kung ikaw nagtanong man, nakabalo na jud ka na pila na yung edad, and also kabalo sa na ang tanong, just ask him. Choice. So ina na siya know about 2 to 3 years old, and also the trunk of that abaca plant must be 14 to 18 diameter. So kabalo naman tag for diameter, and also the trunk is the body of the abaca plant. Then after harvested, it's ready to strip off or pikason its layers. And then actually the first layers nga before yung makuan is ikuan na siya i-fold into triangular and i-or siya sa table, which is kang table for fudalo. Actually, I don't have really information about this, pero according sa ako ang nag-search is fudalo, it is something kanang reason nga nung naghimo sila ginani and more bit ilang gina-honor why they make tinalak sa ilaha. Actually, Tibuli woman magyud ang naghahimog mga inani sa Tibuli man yung mga people. Sinana no ang sa pusang. So that, na-release na nila, nahatag na nila ang katong first layer. So the succeeding strips are then now inserted between a block of wood securely to a horizontal beam with a large knife pressing down on it. So actually, and furthermore, pag maghimo tag tinalak, it requires that the fibers are dried or uga gyud kaayo siya. That's why in order for us to separate the pulp from the abaca fibers, mugamit na katong ilang abaca harvester. So mo to nga, ang abaca harvester would then pull the stalk thoroughly. So mo na siya nga mag-separate dayon ang kanang pulp and the abaca fluid. Ang pulp mo na siya ang fluid or something liquid nga naa per abaca plant. So same goes with banana tree, diba? Same goes with banana tree, kay naga po siya yung basa-basa sa iyang body or sa trunk. So that is the purpose of abaca harvester. Then after nila ma-separate, dried off. So mao na siya ang end. Okay, now sa step 2, which is the connecting or timbong. So diba sa step 1 is nahuman to siya after gidry, ay diba gidry to siya. So sa step 2, kuwao na to siya. So after air drying, it was harvested fibers for at least 20. The fibers are grouped into most 6 bundles. The most 6 bundles. So is papadjud ba sofen ang kuan mga abaca ay mga Tibuli woman take the abaca and ila din i-squeeze like nag-grab lang sila og hair to make them pliant. So mong purpose nila mag-grab sila og mag ilang iyan nakag kanang like sa girl na magana ka. Yes, that's what the kuan mga naghimo og mga tinalak ilang ginabuhat and ana. And also that is in order for them to identify or to separate the fibers based on its quality. So ang quality na ilahang gitukoy sa inani is about sa thick or sa thin nga fibers, because sa himog tinalak there are also qualifications sa thick na fibers, diba? So din natin explain. So nasawag nga fine fibers or the thin fibers gireserve siya for the warp or the lengthwise nga threads, and ang thick fibers used as the weft or the wise thread. So again no, ang tinalak nga klase is nag-use ni siya og waving. So as akong gi-introduce kagaina sa waving, di ba, is ang iyang style is mag-strand lang na iana lang siya og direction so make a tinalak. So maun separate nila ang thin sa thick fibers. So, mao na to nga, once dried, so the woman individually connect the fibers from end to end by tiny knots. So, ito itong gina-connect ang gina-connect to nilang katong mga every strand. So, grabe siya ka hassle kay i-connect nila ang strand each. So, mo dito nga itali din nila. And then, ang sa pagtali nila ay sa pag-knot nila is i-cut na nila sila using soktibong or the small blade kay para daw dili kay maklaro nga gitahi ay gihikot siya or ginat to make the knot invisible. So mo sa ilahang okay, after nila ma-connectanan, then they are be bundled together by winding. Kanabitang iana siya, mag-ilipot-lipot siya, something like this. Iana ang mga strands, ana, and then place in the basket. So actually it takes up 2 weeks to be able to standard length needed for tinalak. So sa moto nga there are actually standards in making tinalak. So mo nang gi-present din ang 40 blitos or bundles, with each bundle having 100 to 200 fibers of 1.2 to 2.5 meters in length are needed to complete a 10 meter by 63 centimeters wide piece of tinalak. So there are also standards in tinalak. So dito na human ang katong second steps ay sa step 2 is na end. So sa step 3 is setting or sendang. So mo to siya mag-iset lang siya sa loom sa kaning yung nakita din na picture, sa kaning yung nakita nga picture, mo lang na siya ang kanang loom or kanang di na siya i-place katong mga kuan katong lengthwise or katong warp nagikuan di ba? Warp is na lengthwise. I-place pa din na asa mo na. Once the raw material has been prepared, the connected fibers make up the warp are set on the gunusmoy or loom. So the special loom is composed of a comb-like wooden frame with teeth painting upwards to preserve the fiber's length and silkiness. So after the fibers are smoothened out, they are placed evenly and closely spread in the gunusmoy and held in the place by or wooden bar that is laid across and directly over. So mag-place lang siya settings. So pangkatuloy sa setting. And now sa step 4 is designing or method. So this phase aside sa taas yung process to make the completely sa isa ka tinala, then kani sa na phase is dugay sa siya mahuman. So which is kani mag-design na sila. So if mag-design sila without the use of any physical sketches or patterns, so the woman carefully tie the knot according to the traditional design of making tinalak. So nasa traditional design, pero it really depends sa gihapon sa kung na sila'y design. So so di ba, since the knots actually ang knots na sila kanang it determines kung asa ang dapat kuluran ug ang dili dapat kuluran. So ang first knot it reserved for the natural color of the abaca, and then the second knots are reserved for the dye red. So actually this phase kay kailangan siya nga mahitabo siya sa kanang daghan og light or light. So maybe dapat mahitabo ni siya dili sa gabi or whatsoever. So mas better daw siya nga sa daghan daw og light. Okay. So step 5. So this time mo na siya ang diing timugi and tying of knots or hemto. So, di ba? Actually, ang tinalak is defined siya by using their traditional colors such as black, red, and white. Black and white. So, actually, ang pag-color nila is ginagamitan lang nila kung unsay kanang vegetation ba, like kung unsay dominant sa ilang nga palibot, ay kung unsay dominant nga mga gamit nga pwede like color sa ilaha mo nang sa ilang palibot, so mo nilang ginagamit. So this process resist dye is commonly known as the ikat method that is shared with the neighboring countries of Indonesia and Thailand. So let's discuss the three color, So the first one is the hitim or the black dye. So by the way, ang tawag sa dye bitaw kana mag-color na siya, like color. Hitim or black dye. So actually, gikuha na siya gikuha nila sa tanom nga kinalom tree or sa tree dye rather, sa kinalom tree. So if ever nga kintabay mangolek na sila og mga dahon sa kinalom tree, then mapuno na ang sako, then ilan na din ang ibutang dito sa large pot and then ready to boil. So so after sa pagka 2 to 4 hours, so katong mga fibers mo na dito ibutang na din siya dito inside. So ibutang siya inside dito para ready na siya to color. So mahitabo ang cooking, mahitabo na siya. It takes 3 weeks. It takes 3 weeks with the fibers being refueled. So it takes 3 weeks. Then ang kanang kalayo is ginasagnuban nila 3 times each day. So yun ana ilahang 3 times each day. Tapos ang kanang dahon is ginailista nila every 2 days. Every 2 days. Mao na ilhang dapat buhaton nimo every 2 days. Then after it is fully coated by the color black. So imagine 3 weeks sila. So tapos mag-ili sila, mag-refuel sila sa sa kaning sundan nila balik is 3 times a day. Tapos ilisda nila ang leaves 2 times a day. Ay, yes, 2 days. Every 2 days di ay. Sinana siya kintabay once. Nakuha na kintabay siya fully absorbed by the color black. Then, kuhaan din na siya. Tapos, ato din na siya dito sa kanang flowing river ba na kanabitang mabutang siya dito, mahugasan, tapos dapat is stretch siya. Like, naanak yun siya ba, mag-naanak ka, tapos, before ni mo siya ihabwaan, until nga katong tubig nga mag-flow dito, agikan sa iya is wala na color. So, muna siya pasabot nga muna gito. Before ni mo siya kwaon. Kasi, naanak lang sa pag-color og black. Sunod is ang hulo or the red dye. So, taller from the roots and back stems of the leaf of leuco tree. So, mo nga, around 1 kilogram of the leucos trees and roots are buried in the water for another half of an hour. So, same maghapon ang process, no? Same goes with black. So, babaghapon to siya, no? Is now then added, tapos allowed to boil from 5 days to 1 week. So, after mahitabo, babaghapon to ang process, kwaon siya, then i-rinse siya dito as a flowing water, then habwaon at until nga clear na ang tubig nga nindaloy gikan sa iya ha. So on the next day, the nuts that were used to protect the bukay, or actually the natural creamy white or the euro color of the abacus strands, are removed to reveal its natural color. So finally, the last stage involves the gentle separation of the untied and dyed fibers and combining them to prepare the bed for waving on the backstrap loom. Sinanahitabo, no? Okay. The next step is waving or mebed. So the Tiboli backstraps loom or the lugong is a horizontal 2-bar. So mato siya nga. So the longhouse structure is specifically built for the production of the tinalak because the length of the tinalak can exceed over 10 meters, a horizontal structure is needed. Sumotong ang backstrap loom as formally created for tinala, kay kailangan lang gitaw na i-stretch, tapos taas man gitaw kay ang kaning longhouse. Yes, from the word itself, longhouse. So in addition, so the tinalak must be woven in a cool area or the fibers will snap. So when the tinalak works, she wave in a rhythm after passing the shuttle. So mo no, so waving mo na yung process na katong magana na waving nana na ang hitabo sa step 6. So it does 3 times in order to ensure that the waves are tight, so that when held up against the light, the tinalak block as much light from passing through. So the waving stage can take around 14 days to a month, depend on the character of the fiber and the complexities of the design. It really matters, no? Sa step 6, it really matters kung unsa jud na design, di ba? Sa katong step 2 is katong mag-design, no, not step 2. Katong mag-design bitaw sila, di ba? Nag-matter sila kung unsa jud dapat ang design. So, the more nga complex ang design, the more siya dugay mahuman. So, muna siya, after the tinalak has been fully woven, the fabric is thoroughly washed in a cold so that the entire piece can be stretched following the water flow. So, stretches following sa water flows. So, once it had been slightly age-arrived, the tinalak is then beaten repeatedly with a hand and the round woven stick in order to flatten the nuts. So this helps to smoothen its surface in preparation for varnishing. So ang last step Then ang last step is, ang step 7 is ang katong ironing or si Maki. Actually, ang last step nila is actually it was kaning permanente siya or mostly lalaki gyud ang mga buhat kay ironing na sila. Then siya kaning ironing dili siya, di ba? Dili pang good sa una pag inino nga panahon. So ilang ginagamit is dili sila magamit anang, di ba, nanatay ka ng flat iron ginagamit. No, it's not like that. Ang ilang ginagamit is core shell. Mali lang ginagamit ilang ginahiktan dito kuan, ginahiktan na patong sa taas tapos ginaana din nila sa ilahang kuan para daw ma-stretch katong natin ang ginaingon para kuan sa actually lalaki yun most na nagagamit daw ani according sa ilaha. It's because mas kusgan magid ang laki. We cannot deny the fact naman, no. So mas kusgan daw ang laki, mao na siya ang last step ilang i-iron for ready for preparation. So that is the process of making tinala. So and I hope everyone's learned something at this virtual discussions about the tinalak process. So again, no, ang tinalak process, it is a very helpful for us, no. Kay di ba is nakalimtan na nato nga, wow, this is tinalak pala. So we have a lot of things na makita nato everyday nga makonsider as tinalak. I mean as a textile art. So let's try to embrace the beauty of various arts. Let's try to appreciate their usage to us. No, so that's all, and thank you for listening. Again, I am Rio Ferjan Ticodera, and I am from BSN 1A.